Something that comes up a lot in SEO is how long should my content be to rank well? Or put another way, does long content rank better? In this video, I'm going to dig into these questions and give you some answers which are a bit more useful than it depends. In particular, we're going to cover N is the magic number, do, go or no, how to bake searcher intent into your content, and entities, how they affect your rankings. Alright, so N is the magic number. We all want answers, we all like certainty. If I was to say, hey, you might get a pay rise this year, or I might say, hey, you might make $1 million this year, both answers are not very satisfactory. We want to know things, we want to know all the things. So to answer how long should my content be, we need to know a couple of things first. Firstly, we need to know what the searcher wants. This is called searcher intent. Now, if the searcher's your ex-girlfriend, I'm sorry, you're gonna never know what she wants. I mean, she said she wants the vacuum cleaner. How was I supposed to know it was a bad anniversary gift? Okay, so back to content. If someone's Googling what is the time in Toronto, guess what? They need to know what time it is right now in Toronto. Maybe they've got a client there and they're wondering if they're gonna wake them up if they call them right now. What they do not want is to know the history of the invention of time, how world time zones work, and work out all the key landmarks and points of interest in the downtown Toronto area. They just want to know the freaking time. So the right content length for that query would be really short. It would be like 2 words, like 8 o'clock or whatever the time is. To work out how long your content should be, you need to know the question the customer is actually asking. What is the problem in their lives that your planned content is going to solve? Well, if I want to know what people want, I go to the fountain of all human knowledge, a real know-it-all, no, not my ex, Google. Simply search for the query related to the content and see what the Google results bring back. So let's use this as an example. For a query like, what was the best movie in 2002, Google brings me lots of results. We've got IMDb with a list of movies released that year. You've got the Oscars. There's Rolling Stone magazine with reviews of the best and the worst movies of 2002. Like, you get the picture. So click through these results and they're in-depth content listing films and actors and directors and reviews, like all sorts of stuff. So just across those 3 results, the word count is way over 3,000 words per page. A 2-word answer is just not going to suffice here. Even if you think that Ice Age is the greatest movie of all time, never mind just 2002. Next up, we've got do, go or no. Now, Google themselves groups searcher intent into these 3 main buckets: do, go and no. You can read more about how and why they do that in their quality rater guidelines, but it is 168 pages long, so maybe do this after you've watched this video. Broadly, they're actually just bunching up search queries into people that want to actually do something. So for example, I want to download Candy Crush or buy Ice Age on DVD. Or people that want to go somewhere. For example, a query would say coffee shops near me or yoga classes. It's clear they want to go somewhere. Google actually calls this visits in-person queries. Or thirdly, people want to know something. So searches like how old is Tom Cruise or which movie won the Oscar for Best Animated Feature in 2002. These are no queries, and if you're wondering, Ice Age was totally robbed, by the way. The quality rater guidelines go into far more depth in this, but you get the kind of general idea. Understanding searcher intent is absolutely crucial, and lots of websites are really getting this wrong. Let me give you an example. Some recipe websites, this is how not to do search intent. You want a great recipe for an apple pie, right? But you get to the page and author's waxing lyrical about their grandma used to bake this for their birthday and the whole backstory about their favorite type of apple, and just give me the recipe. Next is getting into entities. So where does that idea that longer content ranks actually come from? Well, mostly scammers trying to sell you copywriting services, but with these sort of things, there is a couple of grains of truth that we should dig into. You see, Google is getting really good at understanding the context of things on the page, or entities as we call them in SEO. An entity can be pretty much anything, so like you're an entity, I'm an entity, the table is an entity, a city is, a sports team is, we're all entities. Now, where this matters for your content is around the thoroughness and topic coverage. So if you write about a movie, let's say Ice Age, and don't mention the fact that it's got a mammoth in it, or it's an animation, or it's set in prehistoric times, or the cast members are Ray Romano and Dennis Leary. Now, if you do that, Google knows that you didn't write a very thorough piece on Ice Age. And how do they know? Well, they've got trusted sources and databases like Wikipedia and IMDb, at least when we're talking about movies. So this has led people to think that if they're going to write about apple pies, they had to include the entire history of apples and list all the different varieties of apple just to get the recipe. And to be honest, like, that did work for a while. But the thing is, Google has moved way past this. They just want content that satisfies the query of the user. So know your audience and work out what they want. You've got to investigate their intent and research what Google's actually showing for all those queries around the topic. And then you're going to end up with Goldilocks content. Content that is just right. If you're looking for any more just right tips to help your SEO efforts, then please do like this video and subscribe. We've got videos coming out every Monday, Wednesday and Friday. And until next time, we will see you later.